Hello drama lovers, welcome back to my channel. Breaking news. What if the love story you thought was over was only waiting for the right moment to feel alive again? Recently, fans across the globe can't stop whispering two familiar names, Dilraba, Dilmurat and Yang Yang. Not because of a new drama announcement, but because their connection feels closer, warmer, and more natural than ever. And this time, the signals are impossible to ignore. For years, Dilraba, Dilmurat, and Yang Yang have remained one of the most unforgettable pairs in modern C-drama history. You Are My Glory didn't just create a hit romance, it created a shared emotional memory for millions of fans worldwide. But recently, something has changed. This isn't about throwback edits or nostalgic rewatches anymore. Fans started sensing a shift, a quiet one. Their names began appearing together again in conversations, trending searches, and fan discussions. Not forced, not promotional, just natural. What fans are picking up on isn't dramatic behavior. It's the opposite. A calmer energy, softer expressions. The kind of closeness that feels lived in rather than performed. At public events and industry moments, when their paths cross, the distance feels smaller. There's no visible tension, no awkwardness. Just a shared ease, as if being in the same space doesn't require effort. For fans who've followed them for years, that comfort stands out immediately. Even in resurfaced behind-the-scenes moments, people notice details they didn't fully appreciate before. The way they listen to each other, the timing of their reactions, the subtle smiles that don't seem meant for the camera. And this is why fans are paying attention again. Because in an industry where everything is carefully managed, genuine familiarity is rare. It can't be manufactured overnight. It comes from time, trust, and emotional understanding. Online, fans aren't screaming accusations or pushing extreme narratives. Instead, they're asking quieter questions. Why does this feel different now? Why does it feel closer than before? And that curiosity keeps growing because every small moment seems to add another piece to a picture fans can't stop analyzing. But this closeness didn't appear out of nowhere. To understand why it feels so strong now, we have to look back, not to relive the past, but to see what never truly disappeared. When Dilraba and Yang Yang first worked together, their chemistry wasn't loud. It wasn't exaggerated. It was controlled, balanced, and emotionally grounded, which made it unforgettable. During promotions for You Are My Glory, interviews revealed a dynamic built on mutual respect. They spoke thoughtfully about each other. They listened. They matched each other's energy without trying to dominate the spotlight. Fans noticed it then. But time passed. Projects changed. Careers evolved. And many assumed that chapter quietly closed. Yet what we're seeing now suggests something else. Connections like that don't vanish easily. They don't disappear just because schedules change. They settle. They mature. They wait. Recent interactions, even minimal ones, feel lighter, more personal. There's less formality than before. Less of that carefully constructed public distance. Instead, there's familiarity, the kind that comes from shared experiences that don't need to be explained. What's important here is restraint. Neither Dilraba nor Yang Yang is feeding rumors. There are no statements. No obvious signals. And that's exactly why fans are so intrigued. Because if this were just publicity, it would be louder. Instead, what fans are witnessing feels organic. A connection resurfacing naturally, without pressure. Two individuals who clearly understand each other's rhythm in a world that rarely slows down. And as fans analyze every moment, one theme keeps coming up again and again. This feels comfortable. Not exciting in a flashy way. Not dramatic. But steady, and sometimes, that's more powerful. Yet the question remains, why now? Why does this closeness feel more noticeable in this moment? The answer may lie not in what they're doing but in how fans are emotionally responding. For many fans, Dilraba and Yang Yang represent more than a pairing. They represent a time, a feeling, a version of romance that felt sincere and grounded. As audiences grow older, their expectations change. Loud scandals don't impress the way they used to. What resonates now is authenticity, connections that feel calm, respectful, and emotionally safe. That's why this renewed closeness hits differently. Fans aren't projecting fantasy. They're responding to subtlety, to emotional maturity, to the idea that two people don't need to prove anything for their connection to feel real. Social media discussions reflect this shift. Instead of demanding confirmation, fans are sharing emotions, memories, quiet hopes. They talk about how seeing Dilraba and Yang Yang together again feels reassuring, like revisiting a story that once brought comfort. And perhaps that's the most powerful part of all. This isn't about forcing a narrative. It's about allowing space for possibility. Whether this closeness leads anywhere or simply remains a beautiful, respectful bond, fans feel honored to witness it. Because not every connection needs a label to matter. And in an industry driven by noise, sometimes the quietest stories linger the longest. Which brings us to the heart of it all, the emotional meaning behind this moment. At the end of the day, Dilraba, Dilmurat, and Yang Yang don't owe anyone explanations. What they share, whatever form it takes, belongs to them. But fans can feel when something is genuine. They recognize comfort. They recognize familiarity. They recognize emotional truth. This moment isn't about headlines. It's about feeling. About two people whose connection still resonates years later, quietly reminding fans why they cared in the first place, and maybe that's enough. Sometimes, the most meaningful stories don't need confirmation. They simply exist softly, steadily, and beautifully. If you've ever felt that unspoken connection between Dilraba and Yang Yang, if You Are My Glory still holds a place in your heart, then stay here with us. Share your thoughts in the comments.